Dear friends, we are all going through difficult times. During this lockdown period, generally you must have noticed a state of lethargy has set in the mind of all of us. Maybe the right way is to focus yourself in your goals which you have in mind. And for all the defense aspirants, you must take it as a golden opportunity to prepare yourself for the task in hand. Because next 1 or 2 months, you actually can use it to hone your skills and focus on the right kind of preparations before you embark upon the proper training which we have to undergo. In this venture, Olive Green Institute would like to add on to your focus and your efforts by guiding you time and again what you need to do. Today I have to tell you a very important aspect of Olive Green's training, that is, instead of coaching you, training you to the task. You all would be most of the time wondering how we are going to prepare for the SSB, and many a time we keep getting questions and lot of doubts come up from the candidates that should we do coaching for SSB. And there is a lot of rumors on this subject. A lot of people keep telling that coaching is not good for you. It is detrimental for your preparations. If you get coached, you will be a stereotype and you will be creating an artificial personality where it will not be appreciated by the SSB board. Actually speaking, it's a real fact. You should not get coached for the SSB. Rather, you should get trained. Like the army training, you need to do some preliminary training, which either you can do yourself if you got the knowledge for doing it, or it would be a good idea to have some mentors who is going to guide you properly to this task. So, as the representative of Olive Greens, I would like to tell you, this time which you are going to spend at home, how best you can train for the SSB. Now, let me tell you a very simple example. If you have to run a race anytime in your life, 3 things are very important to be known. Suppose say you are going to run a race, say 100 meters race. First thing you must know is, where is the starting line? Suppose you are going for a practice. Unless you don't know where is the starting point, you cannot prepare yourself or you cannot start this race from the right place. Second important thing to understand would be the finishing point. If you don't know the finishing point, you actually cannot run this race because you don't know where to stop. Having understood the starting point and the finishing point, now the third most important aspect comes into your mind, that would be how to run this race, for which you must understand the route to be followed. Not only knowing the route, you should know what is the difficulties you are going to encounter while covering this route, which means you should know, is this route slippery? Is it route where it is leading to? How well you can maneuver in this route? What are your capabilities vis-a-vis the difficulty level of this route, and how to maneuver and how to reckon the pitfalls while maneuvering these routes, and how you are going to overcome these difficulties. So these preparations which I am going to tell you, these are the basic foundations which is going to be an edifice for your personality, on which you can build up your leadership qualities which we look for in the SSB. Now it's like, gentlemen and ladies, it's like keeping a mirror in front of you, which is a mental mirror. As it is, every day you see a mirror, but this is a very peculiar type of mirror where you have to see yourself in this mirror, which we call self-actualization. Or this is the point which I speak about, the starting point. Self-consciousness will only give you the point where you need to start this race. Unless you are not aware of your own present personality, which means your present strengths and areas of improvement in your personality, you will not be able to improve upon them. How do you enhance your personality if you don't know what exactly is the starting point? It's not possible. So, prudently you should understand what are my present strengths and present weaknesses. That is why I told you, you have to see yourself in a mental mirror. It's basically called insight. Once you understand the present state of your personality, then it is very important to understand what is the finishing point, which means the point at which I am going to select you at the SSB. This is also very important. There we have to work on it, ponder over it, so that the route to reach from the start point to the finish point is very, very clear to you. This process which is very important, which you need to understand, and exactly what olive greens do is to make you understand these 3 checkpoints where you can prepare yourself and run this race successfully. Now, I would like to tell you also that at the SSB, during the psychological series, we are going to ask you to write a self-description, which is going to be a 15 minutes exercise, in which we are going to ask you a few questions. The first question would be, what do your parents think about you? The second question, what do your teachers or your superiors think about you? For the students, you need to talk about your teacher's mind, what they think about you. Or for any employed persons, you have to tell what your superiors think about you. Now the third question is, what do your friends think about you? Friends means your best friends. What do they think about you? The fourth is a very important question, which is the essence. What do you think about yourself? Right. Now, the last question is, what is your future resolution in life? So, altogether, you have to write within 15 minutes. That means around 1.5 pages. You need to write about it. Unless you don't know about yourself, and unless you don't have a plan of action for yourself, you will not be able to answer this question genuinely. If you get coached how to write these answers to these questions, definitely you will be projecting an artificial personality of yours, which is what happens with most of the coached candidates. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is most important here would be self-consciousness about yourself or self-actualization about yourself. That is where we are going to help you. For which we definitely would like you to have a proper training with us for 2 weeks time. However, this is the time where you can start this process from home itself, so that by the time we finish off this lock-on period, you're all ready for this training program. Now, a few words about this SD, that is self-description, which you can practice right now at home, so that later we can correct it for you also. The first question, what do your parents think about you? Genuinely think about it. If you really don't know the answer to this question, please ask your parents. What do they think about you? Ask them to be critical about it. Generally what happens, all these coached candidates write very goody things about themselves as if they are the best sons and daughters in the world, which gives a very fraud picture about yourself, because nobody is so perfect in this world. Everybody got certain issues. So it is better to be genuine and natural. So please ask your parents what kind of children we are, what kind of son I am I meeting your expectations, what kind of daughter I am, what do you find which I need to improve. Don't say what is my weakness. Just ask this a very different kind of positive question. What do you find in me which I need to improve? Then write a paragraph about it. Write the good things which they have in mind for you, and also one or two criticisms which you would like to improve upon themselves, which they have seen in you. Here also remember one thing, don't use any extreme adjectives that my parents, for example, my father feels that I am very short-tempered. Very short-tempered means not a very good shade. So rather than writing such kind of extreme adjectives about yourself, it is better to say, my father feels at times I am slightly perturbed and get irritated with the things happening around me, and he cautioned me that I should be aware of it and improve upon it. So this is a very nice way of putting it through. Similarly, what your teachers think about you or your superior thinks about you, if you're not aware of this particular answer to this particular question, please go and ask them. Take your mobile and ask them if they are not here. Ask them to give a very candid opinion about you. Then you form your own paragraph, what you're going to write. Same thing goes for your friends. Definitely friends are going to tell even more intimate things about you. Again, make it a point to write a very candid opinion about you, and nice things definitely to be projected, and one or two criticisms which they have for you, kindly mentioned, but in a very mild kind of manner. Like, say your friend suppose says you take very hasty decisions in life, or you are impatient when it comes to a situation. Don't say, my friend says that I am very impatient and takes very quick decisions without thinking about the consequences. That's not the right thing to do. So you may like to put it in a little milder way, saying, however, my friends feel that I should be more cautious while taking decisions, and I should not get carried away by the circumstances, which I feel it's correct. Now coming to your portion of describing yourself, what do I think about myself? Firstly, write the strengths you have, but don't write bullet form, I am confident, I am self-confident, or I am very hardworking. All this looks very stale and stereotype. So what you should do, write something about yourself from your heart. You can even give certain examples, one or odd examples you can write, and talk from your heart. Don't be stereotyped. Again, when it comes to areas of improvement, if you have. So first you will write your strengths, then you write your areas of improvement. Don't say it is weakness. Weakness means you have surrendered to your weakness. Areas of improvement means you are ready to work towards it and fill up these gaps. So that should be the attitude you must show here. So here you must say, these are the areas I found I need to improve upon myself. Say for example, you're not expressive enough. You feel that way. So you should say, I at times feel not able to express myself the way I want or the way it is impressive. So now what you should say, what you have done to overcome this problem which you feel. So you can say, with this view in mind, I have started writing diaries. I started doing creative writing. I keep on talking in English because English is a requirement to become an army officer. So I keep on talking in English. I see English movies with subtitles. Why not? And I generally hear the news items, how the news anchorer is speaking, and I try to improve my vocabulary. I try to improve my modulation of voice, and I have made friends who can speak good English, and I started reading books and novels and publications, and I'm trying to love the language. Don't try to learn a language. Try to love a language. Language is like your girlfriend or boyfriend. You start loving them, they start loving you. And finally, you have to write about your resolution in life. So here you have to write down what kind of person you would like to become in life. What is your ultimate aim in life? What is your ambition? What kind of person you want to be? 1 or 2 sentences. So all together, it should not be too long. It should be crisp, abruptly correct, and it should be nice to read. It should reflect your mind. When the psychologist reads it, he should be able to see you, like you are keeping a mental mirror of you in front of the psychologist. It should not feel that you are giving a fraud image of you, for which you can start preparing this self-description right now and keep correcting yourself. Any doubts if you have about any of these issues or any more also, we are welcome to clear all your doubts. Our website is www.olivegreens.co.in. We have a Facebook page, Olive Greens. My personal page is Col Ashokan, COLASHOKAN. You can go to my page, put a question. I'll come back to you. You can give your number if you want. Even I can speak to you. Also, we have a doubt clearing 1-to-1 video session where you need to only register for any course which we are going to run in the coming days. You have to just register yourself, and we will immediately connect you on a video call, 1-to-1 video call, and clear all your doubts, and will clarify how you need to go about your preparations in the coming days. You're all welcome, and you can connect with us, no issues. Also, in the website, in the home page, if you look at it, which I told you, my website www.olivegreens.co.in, in the home page on the banner, you will find my name and other directors' name with telephone numbers. If you want, you can directly speak to us. Good day. Enjoy yourself. Don't waste your time. Good day. Bye.